As the lead singer of the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson was a childhood sensation. But behind his beaming smile, there was searing pain.
Truthfully, I suffered a lot in that way.
Michael had a broken childhood. There were always two Michael Jacksons. There was Michael Jackson, African-American boy from Gary, Indiana, who grew up in abject poverty. And then there was the King of Pop.
Jackson, the King of Pop, has talked about Michael, the boy, before, but never like this. In unsettling detail, he opens up about his fear of his father and manager, Joe Jackson.
And you look in the audience, he'd make a face like this. You go, oh, I can't mess up, he's going to kill us. It would just scare the bejesus out of you. And he'd be like, everybody's clapping, he'd like looking at you hard, like, don't you mess up, you know, and I'm like, oh, God, I'm in trouble after the show.
There was no one on Michael's mind more than his father, Joseph. No one. His father came up constantly, usually in painful, negative stories.
Jackson told Shmuley that growing up, he and his siblings would dread the moment their father came home.
We'd hear his car coming down the drive. We always drove this big Mercedes, and he drives real slow. Joseph's home, quick! Boom, door slam, everybody runs to their room. Like there's sometimes I'd be in bed at night, sleeping, it's 12 at night, the door's locked. So I'm giving you 5 seconds, you know, open, I'm gonna kick it down. And he starts kicking it. Boom, kick it, like breaking the door down. Why do you sign that contract today? I go, I don't know. He goes, well, sign it. If you don't sign it, you're in trouble.
So you would sign?
I had to. He was very physical. He'd throw you and hit you hard as he can.
And as Michael describes to the rabbi, they were beatings that sometimes got brutal.
He was rough. The way he would beat you was, you know, was hard. You know, sometimes he'd make you strip nude first. He would oil you down. Your whole ritual, he would oil you down. So when the flip of the ironing cord hit you, it would just, you know, and it was just like me dying. And your foot's all over your face, your back, everywhere. And I always hear my mother back, no, Joe, you're going to kill him, no. I would just give up. There was nothing I could do, you know. And I hated him for it. Hated him.
Michael was terrified of his father.
Terrified and also resentful.
Did you begin to feel that you were like a money-making machine for him?
Yeah. I'll never forget one day he said, you guys ever stop singing, I'll drop you like a hot potato. That's what he said. It hurt me. You don't say that to children, and I never forgot it.
It was a shunning of affection that colored almost all Jackson's childhood memories of his father.
I never felt love from him, and he would never hold me or touch me.
He only has one memory of his father ever doing anything loving for him as a child. He was about 5 years old. He was at a carnival, and his father picked him up and put him on a horse. And he said he has relived that moment almost every day of his life. Michael learned the devastating effects of neglecting a child.
Jackson told Shmuley his sadness created a torment so wrenching that he and his siblings even fantasized about their father being dead.
We used to say to our mother, we'd say to each other, I'll never forget this, Janet and myself, I would say, Janet, shut your eyes. She'd go, okay, let's shut. I said, picture Joseph in a coffin, he's dead. Did you feel sorry? She would go, no. That's what we would do to each other as kids. We'd play games like that. She'd go, nope. She's like that. And that's how hateful we were.
Jackson's siblings have said in the past that Joe Jackson was hard on them, but their descriptions are inconsistent. And Joe Jackson has said he whipped his son, but never beat him. A spokesman for the Jackson family told us, quote, the family will not dignify this with a comment. You've met Joe Jackson.
I have.
Does this ring true to you? Does it make sense to you?
What's not important, as far as Michael is concerned, is whether or not these allegations are true. They may not be true. But Michael certainly perceived them to be true.
And like most things in Jackson's life, nothing was black and white. At times, he spoke fondly of his father, crediting him with much of his own success.
God bless my father because he did some wonderful things, and he was brilliant. He was a genius.
He always talks about how brilliant his dad was.
Michael was wrestling with his anger. and his disappointment.
And how do you view him today?
I'm scared of my father to this day. My father walked in the room, and God knows I'm telling you the truth, I've fainted in his presence many times. I'll say once, to be honest. I've fainted once. I've thrown up in his presence because it's just, when he comes in the room, he just aura comes and my stomach starts hurting. I know, like, I'm in trouble. And now he's so different now. He wants to be a better father. I just wish he had learned that earlier.
Why are you still scared then?
Because the scar is still there. So I'm like an angel in front of him, not scared. One day he said, "Why are you scared of me?" And I couldn't answer. I felt like, "Joseph, do you know what you've done? Do you know what you've done to me?"
I think that it was Michael's inability to be reconciled with his father that ultimately, more than anything else, consumed him.
Because?
Because he wanted his father's validation and love more than anything else.
And when he didn't get it?
He couldn't heal. Millions of fans couldn't heal him.
Coming up, Michael Jackson on his ever-changing appearance. What did he really think of the man in the mirror?
It's like a liquor. It's like, it's horrible. I don't like it. I never like it.
When Dateline continues.